And I think we are live. Yes, indeed we are. There we go. And we've already got people watching already. So, hello, welcome. Back again for another season of the SBR BTCC Blueprints with STDash84 designs. Season number 10, first round of the championship at the Nurburgring. Season 10, we're using the 1997 cars, which I remember very fondly when I was a little child. So again, big thank you to Ash for making these wonderful liveries. I am Sean, as always, and beside me, as we just seen Chris Clements just coming into the room, I'm now joined by a guy who says to me he stops at nothing to avoid using negative numbers. It's Jelly Bear. How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you doing today?
Oh, there was a little laugh there. Good. That's good to hear.
That was a good one. I liked it. You're getting better.
So there we go. Another new season of this, and are we going to see the exact same as what we saw in season 9? I probably think so.
Well, the champion from season 9 isn't in, so not the exact same, right? Get a new winner.
Yes, indeed. We are going to have a new champion on the trophy, as Nicholas Carl thinks that this league is too dangerous or bad because of the contact. But, you know, that's touring car racing. Can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen, I suppose. Anyways, let's have a look at some of the drivers in this championship. Nathan Tompkinson. He's driving the well, first of all, let's before we talk about the drivers, we'll talk about the like the rules as this goes on, because we touched up on it on a little bit on Wednesday. So right. The cars that are all going to be are all Mazdas, so it's pretty much going to be like a one-make championship but with different liveries. 2 cars at a team instead of the 3 that we had in season 9. But now it's the medium tyres that replace the soft tyres. So they've still got 2 tyre compounds, the super softs and the medium compounds, which I think we did some calculations. They're probably about maybe 1.3, maybe 1.5 seconds slower than the super soft tyres is the mediums, I reckon, roughly.
It's going to be over a second, because mediums to softs is about a full second difference on most tracks. Yeah, it's going to be at least over us, like 1.3, 1.5. Just depends, like, how much you can push that super soft. And, you know, like I say, I don't race them that often, so I don't know how long they're going to last on, you know, tracks that are going to wear and tear on them.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's nice to see a different tire rule.
It definitely is, and it's going to be interesting how they will make out for like tire strategies on what they'll do, because I heard some people were saying in the chat they'll probably just go for a 1 lap on the mediums, because you're going to lose that much time on like on the guys if they're going to be racing on the super soft. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. And also the tire wear has slightly gone up. It was at ×2, it's now improved to ×3. The point system is now changed. You get 30 points for a win instead of 35. Only the top 12 will get points if we have a full lobby of 13 and 14. Unfortunately, they don't get any, so tough luck on the part of them. You get a fastest lap, you get a point for that, and if you get pole position, which qualifying will start in about 2 minutes, you will also get a point. It's only for race 1 only. Race 2 is going to be the same. It's going to be the ball draw. Whoever finishes between 6 to 14. They will start on the pole for race 2, and then in race 3 it will be reverse grid, pretty much the same as what it was last season. So it should be very, very interesting to see how they will do with these medium tyres. The track list is as follows: Nurburgring is the first round, as we are now. Lago Maggiore is the second round. Then it's Dragon Trail Seaside. Is that the bus stop of death? Is that what that is? Is that Seaside, or is that the other one?
No, that's Seaside with the chicane of death.
Yeah, the chicane. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
I don't. I can't stand driving there. But yeah, it's interesting.
I think we should probably put a bet on how many people will hit the wall off the bus stop chicane of death. I'd say that'd be quite interesting. We should make like a countometer on the bottom left or whatever.
Everyone but whoever's in first.
So that's the third round of the championship. Fourth round is Suzuka. Sedegna C is the penultimate round, and then the final round is at Laguna Seca. So then, Nurburgring. Let's talk about the track here for tonight. What do you think of Nurburgring? Great track, that isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of the best tracks in the game. One of the best tracks in the real world as well. My only complaint I ever have about the track is the chicane. They have the good chicane in the game that we could use that is just flows so much better. But instead we get the, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the F1 chicane, and it becomes a yeet fest. Like, there's no point in, yeah, I mean, brake like right after the 100 and then just try to carry as much speed as your car bounces through this insane chicane. That's my only real negative with the whole track, is that they picked the wrong chicane for it. But that being said, the track itself is just fantastic to drive, fantastic to race on. Really just a fun track everywhere.
Just looking here at Rob Adams, who won the last round of the championship last year, you just noticed that how the start-finish line is unbelievably wide. But then when you go past the Mercedes arena to turns 3, like, well, he's in the Mercedes arena right now, but then you go into that little short straightaway, how narrow that is, and then you go into Ford and Valvoline, like how not so wide that part of the track is. So, you know, there is some parts of the track that is wide, and then you got some narrow parts where you can see where Rob is coming to the now. Schumacher S is pretty flat out through there. That's a fun part of the track, as there is that Chevalier, that is. A newcomer to the touring cars. We'll go through the drivers as we go along when qualifying starts. We should be starting it now because it's 1 minute past 8. So don't know what's happening there. There's a look then at Adam Piper driving the Volvo. 7 manufacturers in all. We've got Volvo, Vauxhall, Audi. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's no Peugeot anyways, which is a shame because I love the Peugeot livery. What did I say? Volvo, Vauxhall, Renault, Nissan, Audi, Ford. What am I missing? Nissan. No, I've already said Nissan, didn't I? Ford, Honda. Audi, Honda. That's the ticket. There we go.
There we are.
There you go. Even my co-commentator who's not watched touring cars a lot, he still remembers more than me.
I just found one. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it says Honda on top of Sean's car, so it must be Honda that we're talking about. I haven't heard that one yet.
So I think we could just quickly get on with some driver inputs here. So we're looking here at Coco, the Torpedo, Adam Piper. I'm just looking through the notes here, what Ben has put on that Facebook page on SBR. Check it out, SBR Sim Racing on Facebook. If you want to get yourself involved, join. Oh well, too late. We're putting the qualifier on, so we'll probably go through some of these drivers as qualifying is on. And as always, it's going to be 5 minutes long, and whoever will start, or whoever has the fastest time in qualifying, will get a bonus point, and we'll start on the pole. Looks like Hogan is going to start on the mediums. That's a brave choice there. Not unless that's a mistake. Yeah, it has to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, no way. Like, I mean, even if you are terrible on a super soft tire, there's just no way you're slower than you are on a medium. It's just not it's just not possible.
It's going through Yokohama though, still on the medium tires. So let's actually talk about Jordan, since he was the first guy out there. He's to me he's quite a frustrating sort of driver because he does have the pace. He just shows up whenever he wants to. He was recently a winner back in season 8 when he drove the Peugeot when we had the 98 season. I think he had back-to-back wins at Tsukuba. And we didn't see a lot of him in Season 9. He did drive for 2 different teams in the process, but he definitely does have pace. If he could meet all the meetings this season, he should be one to look out for because he does have some serious pace. His teammate, though, and your hero, I would have to say, where is he? Where's Colin Barrow? Is he out on track yet? There he is. Colin Barrow, he's been actually a veteran. He's been here since the very start of the championship. But unfortunately, he's never won a race. He has come close. I think it was Autopolis before he got punted off on the last lap. He says avoiding relegation will be his aim for this season. But I would like to see Jeff win one. I think it'd be quite nice. I think it'll probably bring a tear to your eye, Jerry, if he does.
Yeah, I mean, I root for everyone, but having the full American flag next to your name definitely gets just a little extra rooting. But I don't understand the mediums. Like, you don't have enough time. Does he go in and just switch to softs and do another outlap?
Who's
I guess you have just enough time.
Oh, in fact,
is it Hogan?
Yeah, it's Hogan. Hogan. No, he's actually going to go
on the mediums.
He's going to qualify. Okay. I think there's also another rule that if you qualify on those tyres, you must start the tyres in this race. So I'm wondering if this could be maybe like a strategy for
Get rid
Hogan.
Of the mediums right off the bat and be on the softs while everyone else has to switch later. Okay.
There's a Honda that just went off at Hyundai. Who could that be? Yellow flags have been waved, but there was a Honda that just went off.
Reset himself back into the pit, so it was probably Sean.
Oh, okay then. Anyways, let's have a look at the first of the Renault drivers. It's a new driver lineup for this team. This is Gareth Morris. Not Thomas, but it's Morris, because we did see him in the Rallycross on Wednesday. It's an all rookie lineup for this team, the Renault, with Gareth. He came up through the Toyota series. He got promoted. I think he finished second in the championship there. And his teammate, who is there, a French guy there, Thomas Chevalier, I hope I'm saying this surname right, actually won the Toyota championship. So them two now, racing competitors last season, they're now teammates for season 10. And that should be quite interesting to see who will come out on top between these two. First, the Audi.
And that's how league racing works, right?
Yeah.
One season you'll be, desperately fighting against people, and then literally 2 months later you'll be working with each other to try to find a way to win a championship. So it's one of the beauties of league racing is that the teams get switched up all the time.
Definitely. Here is Chris Clements, and now driving the Audi, who switches from the Mitsubishi to Audi. God, my false teeth are coming loose. Finished second in the championship last season. Had a very strong season in that Mitsubishi. Still looking for a win, but hopefully his second in the championship. As there goes Holden, shortcutting the Vido chicane. And,
he got punted by Clements there, but that just is tire
see
difference. He probably has no idea that he's on a medium tire there.
Yeah, that's
and
quite true.
He's going to just close that gap up in no time.
So the lap times are all coming through then, as we've got only just 35 seconds to go. Piper goes at the point. I'm pretty sure. Also getting help with his teammate Thomas Welsh too.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely good opportunities to
and he hits him
here.
That's no surprise for the Torpedo to hit someone. We've seen that on many occasions. Piper to the point there. Alex Austin in second place. Then it's Rob Adams in third. Ben Milton in fourth. So Ford's 1, 2 and 4 at this moment. As Tompkinson improves. Not showing in the top 8 just yet. Colin Barrow is actually faster than Tompkinson's time. Fifth is Clements. Sharp is in sixth in the Vauxhall. McEwen, his teammate, in seventh. And then it's I believe that's the second of the Renaults. Not unless if Chevalier was quicker. No, it's not. It is Morris, who's just letting one of the Hondas go by as qualifying is now ended. That is Sean Cole. So he's just going for a 1-lap race. Colin Barrow 9th. 10th there is Tompkinson. Chevalier in 11th. 12th is Thomas Welsh. Jordan Hogan is 13th. And I think he's going to be the only one that's starting on the medium tyres, I reckon. And there's Sean Cole. He's just setting out his one and only lap time as he works his way through Dunlop. I think if there's one championship
he's on a purple lap.
Yeah, so... he's on purple. He is purple through sector 2. Now into the Schumacher S's. Absolutely Harry Flatters through there. And now in towards... I'm trying to get the track name up. Now this is Ravenel, turn 10.
I mean, as soon as I see purple on section 2, that's usually where I spin it into a wall, so hopefully he can keep it all together.
He's in all of the track down. He's 3 tenths up here, so this is going to be pole position material here.
I would miss my braking spot on this chicane if I saw purple there. I would probably brake like 50 meters too late, trying to push it too hard.
Well, let's see how he takes the Vido chicane then. Chevalier goes quicker, so too does McEwen. That puts him in 3rd position, but we could be seeing Sean Cole taking the pole. Rob Adams goes 2nd place, but he may go down to 3rd because here comes Sean across the line to take pole position by nearly 1/4 of a second. I don't think Morris improved on his time. And I think, who's that coming across Hyundai now? Here comes Tompkinson, his teammate, Sean Cole's teammate. Does he improve from 12th? He's also on medium tyres, and he goes 10th there. He goes quicker. 1.2. So that's actually a very solid lap time from Tompkinson on those medium tyres.
Oh, yeah, both medium drivers did quite well for their times, considering the fact that everyone else is on super softs. Like, to even be within, like, you know, a second and a half is pretty impressive.
So here we go then. Sean Cool, already the championship leader, getting that pole position point. He will start the way. Piper second, Adam third. Austin, McEwen,
reset.
Chevalier. What's happened?
Sean Cole's SR got reset. He's ED.
I forgot what the starting lineup is, but anyways.
I've done daily races before. It doesn't work. Here we go.
All right, and here we go then. 4 lights are on. The first round of Season 10 is underway. And looks like it's a good start there for Sean in the Honda. Tries to cover the inside so the Piper doesn't get a run going in towards Yokohama. Here they go then. Are we all going to get through turn 1 nice and cleanly? They're 4 abreast in the middle of the pack. And there'll be some contact there. That's Clements getting into Chevalier, and he's gained a couple of spots in the process, but it is still Sean Cool with the advantage. Piper still second. And now Rob Adams is going to make it free. Nearly tries to go on the inside of turn 3. Oh, but he's running very, very wide at the Mercedes Arena. Mainly a spot to McEwen in the Vauxhall in the process, who's been pushed off to the outside from Adams, but he will have the inside for Valvoline at turn 5, and he's going to take that 3rd spot. Indeed he does. So it is Cool, Piper, McEwen. Austin now is up into 4th, and Adams starting to struggle. He's going to lose that 5th place to Austin's teammate Ben Milton in 5th position. Then you got Sharp sitting comfortably nicely there in 7th place. Then Clements in 8th, Tompkinson 9th on those medium tyres, so Tompkinson's improved their spot. Then it is the rookie Reynolds of Chevalier over Morris. Then it's Thomas Welsh, Colin Barrow and Jordan Hogan, the 2 Nissans at the back of the field, but it's still plenty of time yet.
Yeah, and the mediums are going to come in on this lap if what you said is correct, so they're going to be separating themselves out anyways and just letting everyone else race.
Making their way now in towards Ravenel for the first time. Sean Cool still with the advantage. Austin, who again, Austin's very quick in practice, but his race pace doesn't really show up. But he's looking quite good here so far, looking all over the back of McEwen, the Season 8 champion, riding on board now with Austin as they're going in towards the Vito chicane now for the first time. Is this going to be absolute mayhem in towards the chicane? Let's find out. He breaks quite early. Piper really shortcutting that corner. Looking further back through the field, looks like we all got through the chicane nice and yeah, everyone made it nice and tidy, so fair play. Meanwhile, battle for the lead, Piper versus Cool, and Piper's got it. They're side by side across the start-finish line. Piper's gonna have the inside. Oh no, and Piper's got it. Piper's in the lead.
Pushing down low.
I think that was because he may have shortcutted the Vito. Oh, he just squeezed that Volvo high and die there. Nearly hit the tyre wall as well, but he's got through into the lead.
Well, and their battlings let Liam and everybody behind start to catch back up as well, so the leaders aren't really able to check out too much here.
Oh, and further back there too, Sharp having an inside look on, that is Clements, I believe that is. So I think that might be Clements actually gaining a spot, but here comes McEwen looking at the back now. He's going to have the outside line for Valvoline. If he can stick it down there just enough to squeeze a Vauxhall in that gap. But just holds on to that second place there. So again, Cool.
Tough to make moves through here. Like, there's just only one line to do anything on. It's either going to bump or just kind of fall in line eventually.
Some great racing already here, and Piper's trying to maybe defend that second spot over McEwen. 4th is still Adams, Austin in 5th, then Milton 6th, and Clements has gone by Sharp, so Clements up into 7th place as they go through Dunlop for the second time. Audi versus Vauxhall, and then you got Tompkinson, the first of the medium tyres there. Only 2 people started on mediums, himself and Hogan. And I see there's only 13 drivers, yeah, and there's Hogan still at the back of the field there, within, you know, losing a bit of ground on his teammate Colin Barrow in the process. I think he should probably make a pit stop now, and then hopefully it will pan out for him later on in the race when he goes on to the super softs, but at the moment he's losing a lot of ground on his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend on how long. There's a fall-off point. Eventually, the super softs aren't running fast enough for you not to be on mediums, but I haven't practiced enough. I'm sure they have, so it can't be with 7 laps. It has to be now that they start going in to get rid of those mediums.
Clements putting a forceful block there on Sharp at the Vito chicane, and now in comes Tompkinson. Tompkinson, first of the guys to make a pit stop. He is on the mediums. Will Jordan Hogan follow suit? And indeed he does.
Ooh,
so the 2 mediums.
Wide.
Oh, no, it's actually for second place. And here comes Adams. Piper's in the lead now. We will get a replay on that. But Piper's back into the lead. Did he make the pass? Oh, no, he made a pass probably at the Vito. And McEwen's into second place. So Cool relegated to third. And then Adams was trying to make it go free abreast. Going towards the start-finish line. This is all fair, good, clean racing at the moment. That's what we want to see. But Piper has the lead. The Coco Man, the Torpedo, leads the field. And something's happened to Sharp. What has happened to Ash? He's
I caught it too late after he was off the track, but he has tons of damage, so...
Oh, he does have damage there. I don't know, did he get collected? He must have got collected to have that amount of damage. But unfortunately, we just caught up a bit too late on it there, sadly. So we don't know what happened to Sharp. That will probably get looked in the stewards process. However, that damage is gone. Still weaving left and right to try and see if there's anything. Meanwhile, back up front.
They're going side by side through.
Schumacher S's.
Schumacher S's.
Oh my! Piper there, shining the door in Sean's face.
Car down. He doesn't know he's not going to get killed there. Whoa.
Oh my goodness me, and he's going to go around the outside. It was Thomas Welsh that made contact there with Ash there, just to see the chat. So look at this, a 3-car battle for the lead. It's now the Fords that are running 4th and 5th, and Adams has lost out a bit now. He's down to 6th. So it's a 3-car scrap for first place. It's a 4-car scrap for 4th to 7th with the Ford and the Audi drivers. And then you got the 2 Renaults of the rookies, led by Chevalier and Gareth Morris, running 8th and 9th, and then Colin Barrow rounds out the top 10. But this racing for the lead has been absolutely exceptional so far.
I mean, with how much things can happen, anyone right now in the top, I don't know, 9, 10, is one spin from gaining 3, 4, 5 positions in a heartbeat right now with how tight. I mean, everybody's in slipstream.
Everybody, yeah, you can see Piper hugging the ends at the pit wall.
Yeah, like 10th is the first position that starts to lose slip, and it's barely.
Milton late on the brakes, gets into the back of McEwen, and that's going to push McEwen off the track. But Ben forcefully made his way past his teammate. They were teammates back in season 9 in the BMWs, but Ben's gone ahead of Alex, and now Adams wants a piece of that 5th place. Oh, over the back, and now here comes Clements. He's on the inside of his teammate. And then gets 10-4 a little bit wide, now going in towards the Valvoline curve, and it is still Adams ahead of Clements there. Such good racing here in the opening 4 laps, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you get everyone who can race similar and they're in the exact same car, it can really be a lot of fun watching them try to figure out how to get people on the wrong side of the track, and like everybody's pinning everybody. As soon as someone goes defensive, they just put their car against them and don't let them even come back across the track, because they know they have to win every inch matters when you're in the exact same car.
Cool, tried to have a look around the outside of Dunlop and Piper, didn't get it done. Now he's going to take the preferred line around the Schumacher S's. You could take the Hardy Flatters if you could hit that the curb on the right part of the track. And again, Piper heavily defensive here. Hasn't won a championship to his name. It could be the season that Piper might do it if he can hold off the lead. We know how good of a defensive driver he is. We did see at Alsace how heavily defending that 3rd position, but it all came to Vane, where he sort of pushed Nicholas Cole off the track.
Have caught up. So now it's a 4, almost 5 player battle.
Oh, and here comes Milton to the outside of the Vito now. Here comes Milton. Oh, get a different camera angle. What about McEwen? Is McEwen going for 2nd place? There's contact. He did. Don't forget, they have to probably make a pit stop too and all. But they're going to have to make a pit stop late on, I reckon.
6.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah. And
coming
now
at the end of 6 and it just runs 7. The tires aren't that burnt yet.
Oh my god, I thought Cool had an overlap on Piper. Meanwhile, I think I saw someone go off again at Hyundai. I'm not too sure. Oh no, it was Sharp. Sharp again. Did he hit the wall? Let's see.
Oh, Ben's coming in real hot. Well, everybody lived. He lost a few positions for it, but everyone made it out alive.
Well, let's have a look, see what happened then to Ben. Going into Yokohama. That's the 2nd time he's done that there. Ben gets really late on the brakes and makes contact with Go. That's not the first time that's happened, and he's lost multiple spots, hasn't he? Through goes McEwen.
That first turn at Yokohama, that off-camberness of it, if you miss your brake spot by even just 10 meters because it drops your car all funky, your angles get messed up, and you just end up coming across the track no matter what, just because you can't, like, your car can't stop anymore. It's a really tough corner to get right.
Yeah, that's 2 laps in a row there for Ben to make contact with someone. And we did see Ben and Sean make contact twice in at Interlagos, and I can't remember what round it was as well. So Ben's got to be careful. We might get another penalty from the stewards there if he continues racing like that. But it's still Piper with the advantage, though. A second now over Sean Cool. McEwen in third, but it's now Rob Adams in fourth. And I tell you what, Alex Austin is starting to lose a bit of a drift as here comes Chevalier. He's not going to get that spot there. And again, the 2 Renault drivers there, you know, helping together, working together. But I tell you what, Colin Barrow's caught up well to them.
Well, I think just about everybody liked that dive by Ben, except for Ben, because Piper got further away because of it, and then everybody else caught up because of it. So he helped everybody in the race except himself there.
Ben trying to have a look on at the Vido chicane. He might have an overlap, though, going in towards Hyundai, as we're going to get 2 laps to go, and Ben will take that 4th spot at Hyundai. So now you've got the top 3 that are spread it out, and now again the 2 Audis side by side.
Takes advantage as well.
Yeah, he will.
Used it because Adams couldn't get on the right racing line.
But I'm just, yeah, but I think Rob has the slipstream. Rob has the slipstream of Ben. Oh, here we go. They're going to make. I thought they were going to make an Audi sandwich and put the Ford in the middle of Milton, but no. Oh, contact!
Ben was going to move back and forth between them, giving them equal slip, so neither one of them could get the run on him. When you have 2 people trying to slip you need to back and forth move between them, so that you pass the slip between the 2 of them. That way, neither one of them can get enough to get by you.
I don't know if Rob had a bit of help there through turn 3, but he ran extremely wide through
he got a little bit on the quarter panel.
Maybe yet again from his teammate Chris Clements in the process, but they've lost a bit of ground on Milton as we're on
they're all
laps.
about to come in the pits.
Yeah.
So where is the medium tire boys?
The first one is Tompkinson. He pitted in. He's in 10th place, and then followed behind is Hogan, but he's like 5 seconds back. So we're going to see a whole boatload of drivers making their pit stop, coming onto the last lap, and then we'll see where Tompkinson will come out.
Tompkinson's money. I don't know, but the average pit stop time usually to switch tires is about 7 or 8 seconds.
No, the gap between Piper to Tompkinson.
Right now.
Yeah, he's 6 seconds back. So Tompkinson, maybe he could have hit the jackpot here.
Especially if everyone keeps battling like this. I think that might have been the good call. Get out of the battle and just wait to the end.
It's just that Hogan was already about 5 seconds back, and again, Sean absolutely, he is trying every which way, but Piper thoroughly defending. He may have an overlap this time in towards the Vido chicane. They're going to hold each other quite a bit up here, and it's going to allow. Oh no, he's led him by. He's led him by, but they'll have to pit now because they're going to go into the last lap. And yeah, indeed they all are. Everyone's going to come in. Oh, careful with the scraping of the wall. So everyone's coming into the pit lane as they're going to start the last lap of the race. And where is this going to lead Tompkinson?
It's going to be close. They're going to start coming out right about now.
Yeah, possibly.
He's way clear.
Yeah, he's leading. And what about Hogan? Yeah. What about Hogan? He is going to be 7th, 6th. He's going to be 6th. Oh, and he gets a little contact with Clements. And again, the Audi drivers are side by side. So, Tompkinson there started in 10th place on the medium tyres. Looks like he's going to win the first round of the championship. It's going to be a Honda 1-2 unless Piper will stick his Volvo in that battle, for the Honda parade, and he does. So Piper back into 2nd place, and McEwen and Milton is also back there too. Look at this, every which way you go. Hogan now in 6th, Adams 7th, and Clements 8th. But side by side now for 3rd place. McEwen on the inside, Koo on the outside. Who's going on with Dunlop for the last time. Oh, late on the brakes. Careful for Koo. He nearly tips a couple of tyres there on.
They don't know their brake spots on mediums. They all brake like they had super softs on and all went flying off the track.
You'd thought there would be like oil on the track for them to go off, but I mean, obviously they handle different with the mediums.
You forget you have mediums on because you switch from softs to mediums, and you're just like, oh, that wasn't the brake spot. This isn't good. But everybody messed it up, so it made no difference.
7 in
I mean,
towards...
Tompkinson gained a second on it, but he's gone. He's on super softs.
Yeah, he's checked out. He's going to win the first round of the championship. It's just really who's going to finish second between Piper, McEwen, Cool, and Milton. Who is going to take it?
You just gotta throw it. I mean, full defensive, full attack mode.
Here comes McEwen to the outside. Pretty much shortcuts to hit the
Ben's
Vito.
Back in the battle too.
Who's
Where'd
that?
he come from?
Who was that?
Ben and Hogan are back in the battle here too.
But it's going to be too little too late though. Here comes Tompkinson. He's going to win the first round of the championship. Piper is going to hold on to second. But McEwen just gets third on the line. Just ahead of Sean Cool. Milton third. Jordan Hogan will get fourth. Seventh is Chris Clements. He finally got found away by Rob Adams, then Alex Austin, and then it is Gareth Thomas that finishes Gareth Morris, that finishes ahead of his teammate Thomas Chevalier in 11th. Colin Barrow finishes 12th. Ash with the damage in 13th, for Thomas Welsh in 14th. That was a very good first round there.
That was absolutely amazing. I love that. I'm all about one makes from now on.
Yeah. that was thoroughly entertaining there. So well done to Tompkinson. That strategy did pay off.
I think that might change qualifying strategy, because that strategy crushed starting on super softs.
It did.
Like, just crushed starting on super softs. Like, we pretended like it was a closer deal, but when we looked at the gap, it's like, oh, he's going to be like 2 seconds ahead of him at this point. So I think, like, further rounds, people are probably going to start practicing their medium qualifying, because it turns out you need to get off those mediums ASAP.
Yeah.
Because if you can get away from... If you let anybody get away from the race for 5 laps and just race their own race on super softs like that, they're going to win. So everyone's going to have to take that same cut, probably, to, like, drop the race back a little bit, just so no one can get clean air. Because you just leave someone who's quick clean air for 6 laps, they're going to end up making up that time that you're battling.
Just having the unofficial results then for the first race. So Tompkinson wins by 5.3 seconds over Piper. McEwen just got third on the line ahead of Sean Cool. Ben Milton fifth. Jordan Hogan, who also started on the medium size, he finishes in 6th place. Clements in 7th. His teammate Adams in 8th. Alex Austin 9th. Then it is Gareth Morris rounds out the top 10. Thomas Chevalier in 11th. 12th is Jeff Colin Barrow. 13th for Ash Sharp, although he did have picked up quite a bit of damage during that race. And Thomas Welsh, the Volvo driver, in 14th. So we are going to get the ball draw for race 2 underway. And who is going to start on pole from position 6 down to 14? Unfortunately, Sharp and Walsh will not pick up points. So Colin Barrow's got a point already, so that's good to see. And
it's a good way to start.
Also, fastest lap though to Ben Milton, 2:02, so he gets a bonus point for that as well. Forgot to mention. So who is going to start on the pole?
Number 12. I'm just guessing. I don't see it.
It is actually number 12. It is actually number 12. It is.
When you see who was number 12, you'll see why I guessed number 12.
Because it's Colin Barrow. Colin Barrow will start on the pole for the second round. You absolutely read my mind. You read my balls correctly. So there you go. Colin Barrow will start on the pole for round 2. I will just put that in the chat. So there you go. So with that strategy, do you think it will change a lot of the drivers' perspective now for the second race, considering that maybe starting on the medium tyres would be helpful?
Well, it's not the start. It's what's happening is the fact that you're all in the exact same car, which means every time people are passing each other, they're losing a tenth, they're losing a couple tenths here and there, and across 6 laps of doing that, they're losing 5 or 6 seconds doing that. So if anyone is able to lose a little, like less than 5 seconds, so 1.3 seconds on qualifying by running on mediums, but then get off them and just get in their own race for 6 laps, by the time they come out of the pits, you'll have made all that time up and then some. So I think being able to do that, you just have to, like, I would instantly be like, well, I'm doing that, and if everyone else doesn't, I'm just going to beat them, and I'll only race the people who do that, clearly. Like, all I have to do is not die on lap 1 and go in on lap 2. And I will beat everybody who's not the group who also did that, is what it looked like. As the races go on, we'll get to see exactly how that plays out, but after watching, what was it? One of them was just crushing, and even for the person who had trouble, ended up getting 6th. not even a good race, and you're still, you know, top 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan didn't have. I would say he would say he didn't have the best race he's ever had, and he's still a top 6 easy. I bet he thinks if he had a great race, he'd won. And if they can start, can they start on super softs and mediums in race 2, or is it you qualified on, you have to start every race that way?
I'm not too sure. I didn't go thoroughly into details, but that's
so
what
if they have
we've
to start
given.
every race that way, yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I know who I'm picking to win all of them. Because that strat just seems so strong. They just jump in and just race their own race. I mean, they're just running qualifying laps for 6 laps while everybody else is battling away.
I mean, you say that. I've just noticed here that Sharp and Milton are going to start on the medium tyres. So they probably see the strategy, what Tompkinson's done. And obviously Sharp...
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. He's still running great lap times. It's not like he's slow or anything like that or anybody else. But it's always easier to run without traffic than with traffic. So, I don't know. It seems like that might be the way to go.
I think what also helped, though, in favour of Tompkinson was the fact that the leaders are all constantly battling with one another. And if you're constantly battling with each other, you are going to lose time to the guys that are behind you because they'll catch up to that as well. So that maybe could have played a part as well in Tompkinson's victory. But although saying that, 5.3 seconds in a touring car race is huge. That is a massive, massive gap.
And the hindsight of that is that if everybody starts on mediums to do that same strat, if you're the only person who starts on super softs, it'll be a reverse of that, and you'll still get to run 6. Like, you want to be in the group who's starting on the fewest tires. So if more people are starting on mediums, you want to start on super softs. If more people are starting on super softs, you want to start on mediums. Because that gives you the best chance to race with less people until the end. And then at the end, you'll just end up where you are.
Indeed. So here we go, we're getting ready for race number 2. Colin Barrow, your hero, on the pole position, followed by Tompkinson, the winner from race 1. Piper third, McEwen fourth, Cool, Milton, Hogan, Clements. 9th is Adams, then it is Austin, then it is Morris, Chevalier, Sharp, and then Walsh. That is the 14 cars that will make up round 2. Another 7 laps around Nurburgring. Can Colin Barrow get away? Looks like he may have jumped the start, I think that Colin Barrow is going to lose the lead in the process. So Tompkinson back into the lead. McEwen, the demon starter that he is, he's going to gain a spot now as we're going towards Yokohama for the first time. We're going to make it nice and cleanly. Everybody trying to hug the inside line. Contact left, right, and centre. Piper's been nearly shoved out wide, but it is Tompkinson back in the lead. Colin Barrow makes contact with Cool in the process, heading towards the Mercedes arena. And Piper now up into 4th position as we see there Ben Milton. Oh, pushes Sean off of turn 3. Did he get a bit of help?
He got a little push too. He got a little help.
He had a little bit of help. And now here comes Austin now. Austin, he's made some great start there. Already up to 6th place from 10th in the field. And bringing up the rear is Sharp, but he's also on those medium tyres. And I see one of the Nissans going free abreast. That's Jordan Hogan. Clipping the curb at Valvoline. Now in towards the forward curve. And it is still every battle which and way. But the top 2 have already checked out. They've pulled already a big lead on Colin Barrow.
Absolutely. Well, Tompkinson knew he's starting at the front, so he switched to super softs knowing that he's got clean air, most likely. Liam has the same thing, so it's a little bit different in the second race now that I've kind of thought the strategies out, where you start is a little bit different. But if you're required in the first race to do what you qualify on, I think they may have set a new strategy for the first race.
Yeah, I think everyone should have took note what happened to Tompkinson in that first race there. But, you know, I think only 2 of them took notice of that, and that was Sharp and Milton. Although Milton is holding on to that 5th place, though. He's got his teammate just side by side. But he's just going to hold on to that 5th position. And Jordan Hogan, he's still falling back. He's also started on the medium tyre. Side by side with Chevalier as they're going through the Advent Arch and then into the Vido chicane. This is probably going to be a mess here. Hopefully not. Sean Cole dives his way through, makes contact with Austin, had to shortcut the right part of the Vido.
He's getting off his mediums on lap 1.
Yeah, Cool. And Cool. Yeah, Cool started on mediums too. I just noticed that, as well as Clements. So a lot of them started on the medium tyres. They all took notice what Tompkinson did.
Yeah, well, Milton, I'm assuming, is going to come in here at the end of this lap, and he probably stayed out because he realized he still has slipstream. He might be as fast as Colin Barrow is anyways on mediums, or roughly, so being able to get pulled around if he can, or even keep up with these guys while they're on super softs, is just going to set him up as long as he doesn't sit out there too long on mediums.
Just noticing there too that Tompkinson has started the race on the super soft, so he's not going for the strategy that won him the first race. Anyways, he still leads the way. Then McEwen in second. Third is Piper. He's pulled already a gap between himself to Colin Barrow. And then Milton still on those medium tyres in fifth place. Then his teammate Austin in sixth. Clements in seventh. And then again the two Renault drivers, they've been, you know, battling between each other there for, like, I don't know, bragging rights, if you will. Chevalier is ahead of Morris this time. And Thomas Welsh in 10th place. And then the guys that have made their pit stops, well, started the race on the hard tyres. Cool leads the way. Then Adams, Hogan, and then Sharp bringing up the rear. But them four drivers have already made their pit stop.
Yeah, well, remember, Tompkinson is technically on the same strategy. His strategy is to run super softs by himself. So in the first race, he had to start mediums because he wasn't going to be in the front. So that way he could fall to the back of the field to run super softs. Since that worked, now that he's in the front of the field, he needs to get super softs immediately, because once he pits, that's what's going to fall him back into the field, right? So he's actually on the same strategy. It still runs super softs by yourself.
He did run a little wide through Ravenel though. Didn't lose too much time though on McEwen. But it is still a battle for the lead. Then Adam Piper still nearly 2.5 seconds back. And Colin Barrow holding on that fourth place very well. Is Ben going to make a pit stop?
Staying out another lap?
He's staying out another lap, and he's got the fourth place. As in goes Clements, and I think also one of the Renault drivers followed suit and all. Was that... Oh, it was...
But he's going to beat Barrow anyways. He's keeping up on mediums. I would have jumped in the pits. I wouldn't want to run this many laps on mediums. At 2:04, you're losing like 2 seconds. That's
an interesting call there for Chevalier. He pitted in on lap 2 on the super softs, so now he's gone to the mediums. On lap 2, on the mediums now. That's an interesting call.
I have no idea. Unless there's some tire rule I'm unaware of.
No, I mean, they are the tire options. You can pit whenever you want. You can pit on the first lap. You can pit on the penultimate lap. But that's a very interesting call to change from the super soft to the mediums this early in the race. That's very interesting from Chevalier.
If you're having a rough race and you're racing for total points, maybe you switch to the, like, you're kind of accidentally moving yourself back so you can get a better position for the next race.
That could be because the third race is a reverse grid, so he could be thinking of that, maybe. Anyway, Tompkinson...
so far, Tompkinson and Liam's strategy here, just to check out on their super softs and not even battle, might be what the difference is, because looking at Ben, since he stayed out another lap, he's about 5 back from them. It's going to be tough. We'll see. It'll be close. I mean, we'll just have to see how that's... I expected him to be further back than that, so he's actually done quite a fantastic job on medium so far.
He should be pitting sometime soon anyways. I don't think he's going to be catching
Piper
in the
like
process.
Sometime soon, like last lap. I feel like he may have stayed out too long, but we'll see.
Quite possibly. But anyways, I'm just wondering here as they go through the video here, I'm wondering if Liam and Nathan are just... Maybe Liam's cohesively working with Nathan in the process to try and pull that big gap away from the guys that are going to be on the super softs coming the last lap.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Like, if you know that you are as fast as the person in front of you, you don't need to waste your time. Now, if you're 100% sure that he's a half a second a lap slower than you, you got to get by him, and just that's wasting your time. But if you guys run the same times, yeah, just suck in and just get out of here. Like, you don't actually have to race him until the last chicane of the last lap.
Looking then at Milton, he comes out now. He is on the super softs now. Yes, indeed he is. He comes out in 11th place, ahead of Chevalier in the Renault. Still followed behind. As someone has gone off, someone's hit the kitty litter. Was that Jordan Hogan? He may have made the Yokohama mistake. He went into the kitty litter. Did he get help or what? Let's find out. Let's ride on board with Jordan. Just going through the start-finish line. Sharp's too far back. I think this was just a driver mistake. Yeah, he missed time to brake, and then off he went.
Yeah, it happens. You start pushing, you start seeing times come down, or even worse, you start seeing times go up. And you start over pushing. You try to push your brake points a few feet further, and that's how you miss an entire area sometimes.
Tell you what, give a first shout here to Piper. Even though McEwen and Tompkinson are sort of working together, he is still catching up with the top two. I did see the last time it was about 2.4 seconds. It's now 2 seconds. So I'd say watch out for Piper. He could you know, upset the bandwagon between the little party that Tompkinson and McEwen are having. So Piper's really doing some real good laps here to catch up with them two ahead. That obviously they're working together in the slipstream. Austin in fourth. He's got a 4-car train though, leading the way ahead of Colin Bartle. Then it is Thomas Welsh.
They're having a great battle back here. These 4 of them have been really following each other and battling real well right here.
It's right on board
like
then.
The second races always seem to settle down and everyone just kind of races their own little packs, and then we're going to run into this third race where no one's going to make it to the first turn alive.
On board then with Morris then as he tries to look on the inside of Welsh, going towards High and Die as Colin Bartle beaks a pit stop. Little touch just to make good friends there. So that will enable Morris up into 6th place and Cole now in 7th, 2.7. He is away from Morris. And Thomas now going to go defensive as they're going towards turn 1, which is downhill on the brakes. Hopefully don't do what Hogan did the previous lap. And they did it all nice and tidy.
Yeah, good driving. This is the technical section right here. You're really going to see them use throttle control, and they want to use almost as little brake as possible. You'll see them like barely wanting to get on the brake because this entire section is about how quick can you get on throttles, and that's just Morris just showed a perfect example of how to do it right there. Both of them did actually. Just get on the throttle as soon as you can so you can carry as much speed through this whole little infield.
I tell you what, Sean is catching Morris in a hurry. He's already gained a second in that one sector alone. Followed by Clements, and Milton is found away by Adams. So now Milton up into 9th place. Colin Bartle comes out in 11th place on those medium tyres, and it's still interested to see that Chevalier is keeping back Sharp, even though Chevalier is on the medium tyres and Sharp is still on the super softs. Oh, nearly gets into the back of Chevalier.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough sometimes when you're on different tire models just because you can't really do what you want to do and to get by them. So you really have to set it up, and there's a lot of times you don't even realize it until it's too late, and then you've wasted an entire lap where you should have probably passed them a couple of times before you realize that they're on a softer or a harder tire than you.
So the gap now between Cole to Tompkinson, his teammate, is 11 seconds. That's not enough for Sean to win the race, I don't think. But he is still catching up of this battle that's just ahead of him.
These guys should be going in the pits in about, what, 1 lap?
Probably the next lap, I'd reckon. Probably next lap. Although Austin decides to pit. Yes, indeed he does. So too does Thomas. And Morris stays out to do yet another lap time. But the gap now up to 12 seconds. I think at this rate, I think Cole might be good enough to maybe take 3rd or 4th place when the top 4 will make their pit stop. He's got to catch Morris anyways. Going in towards Yokohama. Is he going to make the job done here? Looks to the inside. Morris just lets him by and up into 4th place now.
Cut back.
I don't think he'll have the cutback. I don't think. Because Cole will have the inside for turns 2 and 3. And indeed he does. So Cole up to 4th place. And he's got 7 seconds to catch up with Piper. In fact, he might catch Piper, actually, come to think of it. But McEwen, it could be quite tricky. He might be close to the back of McEwen.
Well, and keep an eye out on Milton. I don't know if he's going to have enough to get into the lead, but I bet when these guys all pit, he comes out right around the top 3.
He's actually set the fastest lap of the race yet again. He did it in race 1. He's wanting to get another bonus point for race 2. The 2-minute 2:7.84. So yeah, Milton looking very quick around here. He does love driving this Mazda. I think he did he drive the Mazda in the start of season 8? No, I think he drove the Subaru. I think And I think
this went deep. Ben's gonna get the move.
You know, he's got to have the inside for the first of the Schumacher S's though. Is he going to go for the cutback? No, just a little dab on the brakes and lets Clements go through. So Clements hold on to 6th place just for now. And there also too, there is Adams in the background. And then a far distant back is Austin.
Check out.
Oh, contact there with Milton and Clements. That's going to lose a little bit of momentum on Ben's part because now Rob is going to catch him.
Leaders going in.
Yeah, this is the last lap of the race. Yep.
Everyone's coming on in.
Piper should come in as well. Indeed he does. So where is Sean going to come out then? Will he come out third? It might be close for second place, you know.
It's gonna be, I think, I'm not even gonna guess. Every time I guess I'm wrong. He's just gonna come out somewhere. I bet he catches up to him though by the time they're starting to break for that first turn. He's at least.
Here we go. There he goes by Piper, and he comes out just behind McEwen. So he's got 1 lap for him to catch up. 2 seconds on McEwen.
Right there too.
So it's a forecast car for 4th place now. Piper's leading the way on the medium tyres. The rest of them behind him are on the super softs.
Oh, that's rough to come up behind the person in mediums. They're going to go defensive. So
yeah, he gets a little back end there. And +2, it's Piper, and we know how good Piper is at defending.
Mm-hmm. And Cole has to pull down 2 seconds over a course of a lap. He needs a mistake from Liam or Tompkinson. That's going to be just probably a little too much in 1 lap. It's probably mostly a fight for top 4. The podium looks pretty sealed.
Meanwhile, we're just looking at the back here. Chevalier has now gone to the back of the field. Jordan Hogan has just gone by again. Ashop just running in that last spot for that championship point that he needed. Finished 13th in the first race. So if he can hold on for 12th place, he'll be on the board with championship points. 2.3 away from Colin Barlow, which I think he is on the medium tyres. I think that might be too far back for for Sharp to try and get by Colin Barlow. Then it is Gareth Morris in 10th place, Welsh in 9th, and then Austin in 8th. But it looks like Tompkinson is going to make it 2 from 2 here.
Yeah, the battle for 4th is where it's at, though. They're going like 3 wide through back here.
Oh! And Clements has found a way. Oh, I thought Clements was out. I thought he passed Milton. But no, here comes Adams then. Adams to the inside, going in towards the Advent Arch. Sort of gets an overlap. Milton gives him the room. Oh, this could be ended in tears here. They're going to be double file through the Vido chicane. They're going to make it all out alive. Clements late on the brakes. He's got the position. Superb pass. Piper's going to lose 2 more spots in the process.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, he definitely has. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's 2 for 2 for Tompkinson. He wins round 2. McEwen second, Sean Coe in third, and it's going to be Clements in 4th place. Side by side across the line, though. Milton ahead of Adams only just by 56 thousandths of a second, and Piper went from 4th to 7th in 1 corner. Austin will get 8th, Thomas Welsh 9th, then it's Gareth Morris in 10th. 11th is Colin Barlow. 12th was Jordan Hogan. He just got a Sharp on the line by 4 1,000ths of a second. So Hogan gets the championship points and Sharp still on nothing. So then here we go. We'll give you the race results, as I will also save the replay in the process, just to check to see if there's no tyre changing or whatever. Hopefully not. But anyway, Tompkinson 2 for 2, McEwen second, Sean Coe in third. It's a Honda 1-3, so the Hondas are really looking very racy here this season. Clements in 4th, Milton 5th, Adam 6th. Adam Piper tried to defend that 4th place for 1 lap. He just couldn't do it there. Made a mistake at the Vido chicane, and then the door was left wide open for Milton and Adams to go through. Austin 8th, Welsh 9th, Morrison 10th, Colin Barlow 11th, Jordan Hogan only just got 12th place, Sharp in 13th, and Chevalier in 14th place. But he's going to start on the pole for race 3, and he'll be alongside Sharp on the front row for the reverse grid. So yeah, that was a bit more of a calmer race, round 2. I'd expect fireworks in race 3, don't you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. Race 3's the reverse grid is always fantastic fun to watch, and that race was amazing in its own right. It was a lot of the reverse of what we saw in the first race, where instead of starting on mediums, since the leaders were at the front this time, they went ahead and just started on the super softs there and raced away, and yeah, just raced away with it. Everyone else kept it competitive. They were a lot cleaner, which is why the 2 strategies were a lot closer. There wasn't nearly as much battling. People were trying to pass quickly and get it over with. And people were actually backing out a little more, so it kept the whole group a lot closer in the long run. But yeah, I'm super interested to see what the qualifying is next week already, just because that strategy in that first race just seemed so strong.
Yeah,
when you couldn't choose your tire, and you had to start on what you qualified on. That just seemed like getting out early, because it's just forced. The majority of people are going to be on super softs. That was a genius. If it only works in the first round, that was genius.
Yeah, I think other drivers will take note of that and just see if the majority of them will just start on the medium tyres for that reason. Maybe you get some drivers that will go on the super softs and try and get that bonus point for the pole position. But we'll see for next week come Lago Maggiore next week. But sunset is now coming in for the third and final race of the night, and it will be Chevalier on the pole, and it'll be Sharp in second. It looks like Chevalier is going to start on the Super Softs. And what's Jordan going to start on? He's going to start on Super Softs as well. He's going to start third in race 3. Maybe weaving the tyres a bit too much down. Goes on the grass. What a numpty. Oh, he's going to hit the cones. Oh, there's a strike. So then race 3, as you always say, this is always pandemonium. I hope so, because yeah, it'll be quite fun to see how they're going to be racing in race 3. It's always the fun race. Oh, little flash of the lights.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of different things, especially in the races where the first 2 races have the faster of the, because like when you say faster, you're talking like the difference between like a second, so anybody could win any race. But when the more consistent drivers are starting at the back, one of them is going to get caught up in something. Like, it just always happens. They're pushing aggressively, and there's going to be someone from the top 3, 4, 5 group who is stuck in the back 12 because they just can't seem to get through the traffic like everybody else can.
Just looking here then at Chevalier, sitting there having life in the BTCC. I wonder if he's currently enjoying it at the moment, as I think we're just waiting for Alex Austin to come onto the track and when we'll get race 3 underway. But yeah, been a pretty decent day for the Renault drivers. I think Gareth Morris has set himself nicely in the touring cars, and Chevalier, even though if that was like a ploy strategy of going onto the medium tyres very early in race 2 so we can get pole for race 3, might come out on top. We'll see.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you have a reverse grid with points, because do you sacrifice the points in a guaranteed race so that you can get pole in a race to then try to hold on to the win and like make up? Because I mean, that's basically like winning. It's like getting 7th twice. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's the best thing ever, but sometimes if you're only talking about losing a position or 2, it's probably worth it just to go ahead and start on the... Well, I guess you don't even start on the inside. You start on the outside at this track, so I don't even know if I want pole now that I think about it.
You don't want to do what Colin Barrow did in the second race, put it that way.
Yeah, the leader, I mean, when you started this track in a standing start, like the leader, you got to get out and get across the track fast, because, yeah, you want to start on the inside. So if it starts you on the outside, you got to try to find a way to get on the inside quick.
Well, let's see what Chevalier is like on race starts, as we're going to get the final race of the night underway, round 3 of 18 at the Nurburgring. The BTCC Blueprints with STDash Designs Season 10. First round race number 3. It is Chevalier from Sharp, from Hogan, Colin Barrow, Morris, Welsh, Austin, Piper, Adams, Milton, Clements, Cole, McEwen and Tompkinson already solidified himself as a championship leader on 60 points, I reckon. I can't remember if he had the fastest lap though. I think that was Milton in race 2, I believe it was. But anyway, 4 lights are on. And round number 3 is underway. Looks like it's a good start from the front. Indeed it is. I think Colin Barrow actually had a better start than what he did in race 2, but they're going to be side by side. It's Yokohama for the first lap. Everyone's still holding to the inside line. Colin Barrow makes a real dive attempt on Sharp and pushes him out wide. Sharp and then gets collected by Austin. And already the outside pole sitter has been shuffled all the way back into about 10th place because Colin Barrow just made a real dive on him on the first lap. Oh my goodness me, look at Adams. He's going extremely understeady there through turn 3. Oh my goodness me, and already the pandemonium has begun already. And Milton up into 4th from... I can't remember where he started in. Was it like 10th? I can't mind. But anyway, it's all contact on the straightaway with Piper. With Austin. Sorry to cut you off there.
Nah, keep going.
More contact there. Colin Barrow sticking his nose out there. This is what BTCC is all about there. Pushing Austin off the track there. Make a name for yourself, Colin Barrow. Get your first win. Side by side now between himself and Austin there. Is there going to be 3 abreast further behind? And Thomas Welsh nearly gets into the back of Austin, but gets that 7th place away. And Sharp recovering now from that contact with Colin Barrow, and then more contact on the exit of Yokohama from that would be Austin. But look at this mess for Avon back.
These cars have a lot of rear damage on them.
That's what you always come to expect to see in the third race. More contact there. Sharp getting hit from behind this time. And there's a Nissan that went off. And I think that was also Tompkinson. The championship leader, Colin Barlow, went off even wider. That was Ed Ravenel. So what happened here? Let's get a replay. So he was down to 11th place. Through goes Clements. Did he get help from behind? Oh, Tompkinson just went right into the back of Colin Barlow. Mistimed the braking point there, and yeah, back end damage there from Colin Barlow puts him down to 14th place. And is Tompkinson going to let him by as a result of just saying sorry for that? Yeah, he must have. Yeah, he did. Now then, we've got a lot of drivers making their way into the pit lane. That's a load of them in
get
too.
Off those mediums.
Get out of the way.
Wait, someone's on super softs that came. Oh, Colin Barlow was on super softs.
That, yeah, because. Oh, did Colin? I think Colin Barlow started the race on what? Did he come out and do 2 super softs?
I don't know. It said super softs. Oh,
what's happened to Clements? What happened to Clements?
I think maybe a pit exit wreck. I saw that too.
Yeah,
replay.
I'm just checking the replay right now. There, it was just interesting to see what actually happened there.
Well, Ben's up into 3rd, by the way, and he's already caught up to the leaders. It looks like. So...
Oh, and he was stuck with Sharp. I've never seen that before. He came out the pit lane. Both himself and Sharp
were they inside
ghosted.
Each other?
They were inside each other, and then they both went straight off into the wall. I've never seen that before. Meanwhile, pass with the lead.
In the real world?
Sorry there, just to cut you off again there, but pass with the lead is Hogan. Yeah, Sharp has left the room. That was no fault of his own. That was just unfortunate events here. But anyway, Hogan with the lead. So Chevalier's down into 2nd place. Milton all over the back of the Frenchman as they're going in towards Dunlop. And in fact, he tried to make the pass, has he? No, he didn't. Reynolds are running.
In there too.
Yeah, Reynolds looking 2nd and 4th, looking very racy. I feel for Sharp there. Oh, in fact, Milton's gone ahead of Chevalier. So now it's Reynolds 3 and 4. But I feel for Sharp there. That wasn't anyone's fault there, how they just ghosted inside each other and then they just went straight off into the wall. Never seen that before.
Yeah, GT has its weird things. Hopefully the next one's always getting better.
It's only the first round. If there's any way of, like, you know, losing a lot of points, just get out of the way. What's... Oh?
More, I don't know, like Chevalier. I can't say that name, so that's the best I can do. There you go. Looked like he came to a dead stop on the track. In front of Morris.
Oh, teammates. Is it? Oh, hi. Let's see then. Let's go in towards the Vito. Oh, he gets into the back of Ben. That's how.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Oh, they all... Jordan and Ben got each other... Like, they just took the same racing line at the Vito. Just completely shortcut it. They're just trying to find new lines. Anyways, Hogan still leads. Milton 2nd. And then the 2 Reynolds 3rd and 4th. And then Austin still in that 5th place. Cool in 6th. Welsh 7th. I think Piper, who did pit in the first lap, is now in 8th place, 10 seconds away from the leader, Jordan Hogan.
It's about where you want to be.
Yeah, and he's got no one in front of him, no one behind him. He's got some clean air, and now he can just try and catch up to his teammate as well, who's actually in a battle with Sean Cool, as well with Austin. So it's a 3-car battle for 5th place. If they all keep messing each other up, it's going to allow Piper to catch up. But Sean has a great run off of Ford. It's right on board then with Sean. Look up ahead, the 2 Renaults are side by side. Morris on the outside, Chevalier on the inside, and Chevalier lets Morris go by. And in the meantime, Sean Cool passes Austin at Dunlop. And that's a clean pass.
Ooh, Ben's trying to get it done out of Schumacher, but he couldn't quite.
Yeah, that would be a brave pass if he made it for the Schumacher S's, but he's all over the back of the Nissan. 2 tenths is the gap. Now they're going in towards Bilstein. And Hogan looks like he had a good speed off that there. Ben lost a lot of time there. Again, the 2 Renaults are going to be side by side, having their own inter-team battle here, but you've got to be careful because it's going to allow Cool and Austin and Welsh to catch up to them. So they can't mess each other up, these 2.
Yeah, I mean, they're passing in the areas you should be passing in, so it's okay to get it on straight. You got to make the move eventually if you're sitting in someone's slip forever.
Coming through then to complete halfway as Thomas makes his pit stop onto the medium tyres quite early on. No to do it on lap 4, I reckon. But there you go. Just people having different strategies. So still Jordan Hogan with the lead. Ben Moulton second. Chevalier. Oh, and Morris has a look on the inside. No contact. And they're still going to be side by side. It's going to allow Sean Cole to catch up with them now. So it's a 3-car battle for 3rd place. Then Austin in 6th. Piper now into 7th place. The gap now to 9 seconds. So Piper, he could be in for a win for race number 3. McEwen in the 8th position. 9th is Rob Adams. 10th now is Thomas Welsh. He's just come out of the pits onto the medium tyres. Then Tompkinson in 11th. Clements in 12th and Colin Barrow in 13th place. And obviously Ash Sharp retired because he was just being hit left, right and centre in the 3rd race, unfortunately.
It happens.
Side by side they go for Dunlop.
Oh, that cutback.
He might have the cutback. Yeah, he's definitely going to have the cutback, and it worked. So Milton to the point. Hogan down to 2nd. That was a nice pass, and it was well worked as well.
Absolutely, and there's really nowhere to get passed back until the chicane, so this gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of try to get that slip broken too.
Yeah, I think Hogan may have got into Milton, tried to hit him in the side, but then, you know, the understeer, and there he goes through into the lead of the race. Clements with the fastest lap, 2 minute 2:7.86. If he keeps that up there, he will get himself a bonus point, but I think he's sitting in 12th place. I think that's only 1 point, unfortunately.
Hey, point's a point. Oh, he's getting the run on Milton.
Oh, he's not finished yet, is he?
He had it a little bit.
I'm hoping this is not some sort of strategy that other people will just go in the super softs and then go make their pit stop on the last lap onto the medium tyres. I hope this is not going to be a trend anyways, as Milton protects the lead.
Sure.
It possibly will be.
Look at the tyre wear.
Yeah.
Look at the tyre wear. Yeah. So you'd have to have a track that's really killing your tyres to change it from any, because it'll always be run mediums the shortest amount of time possible, which should be 1 lap.
And again,
it's no different than the daily races or any of the FIA races where they make you use all 3 tire compounds and you only use hards for 1 lap and use mediums for 1 lap and then you just sit on softs for the rest of the race.
Cool. So having a look then side by side with Chevalier on that short straightaway, but if Hogan and Milton's going to catch up, it's going to allow Piper to catch up. It's now 8 seconds, so I think roughly you said that the pit distance, well, when they make the pit in, is about 9 seconds. So Piper is within that distance here, so he can get his first win of the season. And again, I think Sean's up into 3rd place. I just noticed he has, and yes, he has taken that 3rd spot.
Yeah, Milton's gotten in the lead, but has Sean pitted already?
No. Sean started on the super softs.
Yeah.
It's the top 6 that have not yet pitted.
Yeah, and I just always say between 7 and 9 seconds for a pit for tires only, just because I think that's roughly how long it takes. But you got to always remember, different pits have different entrances and different exits, and in GT Sport, you teleport, right? Mm-hmm. So as soon as you come out of your pit stall, you teleport to the front of the pit lane. So there's a lot of things that can make that a little bit different than exactly like a certain time. But yeah, if he's within about 9 seconds, he should be, if he's not in the lead, in the battle for the lead.
Nice pass there from Austin, just passing Gareth Morris there, had the run into the admin arch, left a bit of a gap, had the overlap, and up into 5th now goes Austin. So that's a nice clean pass. So Austin now into a top 5, sort of hits the apex right there at the Vido. But now again, defending that 5th place. Penultimate lap, so that's when the 6 will come in. What's the gap now? 7, just less than 8 seconds now from Piper to Milton.
Yeah, well, look at every time Milton has to go defensive and Piper doesn't on that same corner. Like, even if Piper takes it somewhat poorly, he's still going to be gaining time.
It's just probably music to Piper's ears that it's just to see these 2 cars there battling for the lead, but they will have to pit this time by because we're on the penultimate lap. And I'll tell you what, Milton's doing a good job there trying to defend that lead away from Hogan, because Hogan's wanting it back and Milton's not letting him, so he's doing a good job defending.
Yeah, well, Milton knows that he's most likely battling for the podium right now as well. He can't guarantee that he's in first because he doesn't know where the people who pit behind are doing. We just happen to know that Piper's kicking ass right now and going to be right there when they come out. So, yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see, because he knows he's not necessarily in first right now. So he's got to keep pushing and pushing, and probably just wants Hogan to leave him alone because they're going. This is an in lap anyways. Like, let's just get this lap done as quick as possible.
I think, to my calculations, Milton might come out either second or third. It's going to be just to see what Hogan's going to do. He may come out fourth, maybe third too, if they can get ahead of McEwen, because he's only 2.8 seconds out drift of Piper, but he's 10.7 behind Milton from the lead. So that's going to be quite close to see who's going to come out in second place with Milton, Hogan and McEwen. And then you got Adams in 9th place, battling with Tompkinson in 10th, and then McEwen rather distantly there in 12th place. Thomas Welsh down to 12th, and Colin Barlow bringing up the rear. And again, Ash Sharp retired in there. So here we go. This is it. Last lap. Everyone's going to make their pit stop. The top 6 will come in. In goes Milton. In comes Cool, Chevalier. Where is Austin? Austin comes in as well as Morris. So here we go. What's Piper going to do? He comes across the start finish line. I'm riding on board as we start the last lap.
Coming out. There they
are coming out. They're coming out. Are they going to be just ahead? Indeed, Piper takes the lead. Only
and they're
just.
On mediums, but he's on burn mediums. We've seen people be pretty quick on these mediums. I don't know if it's going to be fast enough though. Is a fresh medium better than a burnt super soft? I have no idea.
Oh, and I haven't but I'm just looking. Oh, here comes Milton. Shotgun the third turn. He's trying to find a way. I thought McEwen would come up maybe fourth or third, but no, he's out down in 6th place. So we're going to have ourselves a battle for the win.
Close. It could have been anywhere.
Looks like Clements is going to win, get the bonus point for the fast lap, and he's made a mistake. Piper's made a mistake. And Valvoline side by side for the lead of Ford Cav. Will Piper shut the door on Milton? It's still side by side. Oh, but watch out for Hogan. Watch out for Hogan. He can make a free abreast going into Dunlop. He's thinking about it, but Piper protecting the lead at Dunlop. He's got to park the bus on the apex, and he keeps the lead.
Oh, Ben wanted that outside, because if you can get the left side going into Schumacher, you pretty much win the corner.
Pretty much guaranteed, but this race is not over yet. We've got a few corners to go, at least about 5, as we're going towards Bilstein for the last time. Piper again defending. It's cut back to the battle there for the lead. He's
everybody's grouped up on him too.
Yeah,
like anyone could go flying by here.
You've even got Chevalier too and McEwen just about there too, even though he's 1.8 seconds back. This is going to be absolute carnage going into towards the Vidal chicane. Milton's to the inside though. Oh, he sort of lead. There was contact there at Advent. It's going to be real late on the brakes. Can Piper hold on to it? He does. There's a bit of bump in one another. Here comes Milton. He may have an overlap on him. He might have the overlap. He might have got it, actually. Indeed, he does. It's going to be to see what happens to Piper in the second race.
Go the inside?
Oh, this is going to be 10-0-3 with Brest coming across the line. Milton's going to win it. Milton's going to win it. Hogan second, Piper third, Sean Cool fourth. My oh my, what a finish that was. Top 5, less than a second there. McEwen 6th, 7th for Tompkinson, Adams in 8th, and then Austin 9th, then Gareth Boris in 10th. Clements gets 11th place, but he gets the fastest lap, Thomas Welsh gets 11th, and Colin Barlow brings up the rear, but my oh my, what a battle for the win on the last lap.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, what a move. Hogan was sitting there in perfect position trying to just get farther inside, and I mean, that was just well played by Ben. That was impressive. That was amazing. That was a fantastic race.
And that is what Race 3 always brings up. Some sensational racing, and there it is there. I'll bring up the race results yet again, and I'll save the replay too in the process. But look at that there. 1 second separating Milton to Chevalier. What a race that was. Well, I tell you what, oh yeah, definitely there. And I tell you what, Piper must be so annoyed. He thought he had the win in the bag, but again, he got caught out yet again, like what he did. I think it was in the second race, where he went from 4th all the way down to 7th place, and he did it exactly the same with the Vito.
I mean, it's impressive. It's very rare that you see someone on super softs having to race defensive against a bunch of people on mediums, but it seems like you know, his super softs were running about the same time those mediums were, but those mediums are fresher, so they just have a little bit more grip at that point in time, and he was running a little bit wide, and Ben and them just would not let him go. Every time he ran a little wide, they put their cars right up the inside of him, right up the outside of him, just, you know, and it's a frustrating way to drive when people are just constantly putting their car everywhere on you, and you're, like, just trying to keep them back. So, I mean, he tried to keep them back, but eventually there was just too many corners in that lap.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, that has been the first round, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it there. We've got another 5 rounds to go. So if they can keep that racing up there, I'm looking forward to season 10.
Oh, absolutely. That was a fantastic time.
That was such great fun there. And again, my thanks again to Jerry Bear for commentating with me. And I have been Sean. We will see you again next week for the second round at Lago Maggiore. I think that's the Grand Prix circuit, I believe it was. So there you go. And yeah, so we will see you then next week.
All right, thank you.